Hi there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your November 2022 general tarot reading. It's Raina here. So I did Scorpio's reading first because the sun is in Scorpio for most of the month, but guess what? The solar return happens for Sag, and I'm a sun in Sag too, although my birthday is in December. Most of you guys' birthday is in December, but you early Sages, happy birthday. And I just kind of like on a whim, I decided that I was going to have a special for people who buy my deep dive double astrology readings, $11 off the already heavily discounted price, but you have to have your sun or your rising sign in Sag. It can't be any other sign, or if you're buying it for somebody else, like as a gift. And this will be through November 30th, I've decided, since this is for this particular video. And we'll see how it goes for December. But it's for, all Sages, but it's just for this particular month. Because I don't know if I've ever done anything like that before, and I just want to see if it's crazy, if it's too crazy, or if it's, or what happens. So anyway, okay. Okay, well, I've already shuffled, so let us begin. As a Sag myself, I am always interested to see what the cards say. Oh my goodness. We have endings, people. What are these endings? Okay. All right. Well, first and foremost, sometimes if I see the Death card or if I see the Eight of Cups that is in that top row, I think of relationships and maybe ending, leaving a relationship. And in this particular case, in the middle, which is the heart of the matter, we have the Ten of Wands. This is the card of having a lot on your plate. In some cases, if this is, by the way, wands relate to fire signs. Of course, we are fire signs, we Sages. And the other thing too is that the wands can relate to career matters. So the person is hunched over. It can indicate, in one of my books, they call it the burdens of success. I don't know if I would, they might be kind of being a little bit facetious saying that it's success because, even if you get a promotion, you get a raise, if you have to work longer hours and you have more on your plate than you did before, there's a trade-off. And making money isn't everything. Sometimes it's a trap because then you have less time. And there is such a thing called time poverty. So if you're one of those Sages who feels like overwhelmed, then this card is kind of validating that. For others, you may feel like you are being taken advantage of in the workplace, that you're doing the work of not just you, but another person. And yes, there are some places, or maybe a lot of places, that are short-staffed these days, and it's not that the boss is trying to take advantage of anyone, but they just don't have the manpower. So that certainly can be a thing. But in some cases, especially if it's like a big corporation or big corporate environment like that, not like a family-owned business that doesn't have those wide margins, they might be just taking advantage of the situation by, trying to get more out of the people for the same amount of money. So I can't say 100% of the time that they're not taking advantage of you. But the key is, how do you feel about that? If this is relationship related, this can be that you are doing the heavy lifting in the relationship and that you are feeling as if this is a one-sided relationship. Fire signs can be generous to a fault. And if they are not savvy, if they tend to kind of struggle, yes, I'm talking about you, moon in Pisces, sun in Sag individuals. I'm not picking on Pisces, but Pisces is very innocent and forgiving, like eternally forgiving. In the past position, we have the death card, and this is a card associated with Scorpio. Of course, as I record this, we're in Scorpio season and will be through most of November. And then we have on November 23rd the new moon in Sag. Well, actually, the sun goes into Sag on the 22nd, and the very next day we have a new moon in Sag. And we have Jupiter, the ruler of Sag, turning direct. I feel like that is, for Sag, a turning point. If you have been feeling kind of meh or blah, that this may be the time when you start to feel yourself shine more. And so Scorpio, the death card, that might be like Scorpio season. So maybe it's simply saying that you have to do a lot at that time in order to enjoy the fruits of your labor. But I feel like there's a lot of hard work in some of these cards. But the other thing about the death card is that it can be, you're already gone. So you might be still doing something very vigorously, but your heart is already bye-bye. Because the higher message certainly suggests that. The higher message, the Eight of Cups, I think this might be Scorpio. I don't know what the astrological correspondence of it is. Definitely water energy is Cups. Leaving behind what no longer serves you. And so when the person's heart is not in what they're doing, they may still be working hard, but instead of hardly working, but they aren't doing it passionately. The passion has drained out of the situation. And that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Because all it means is that the person has information that they are done with whatever that is, and they're ready to move on. And that's what the Eight of Cups is about, moving on. And it can be a spiritual quest, even. What crosses you is the Page of Swords. This is a very kind of a card of intrigue. So the same with like if this is a relationship matter, and you feel like you're the one who's always calling that other person, you're putting the most energy into the situation. And really, if you have the moon or inner planets like Mercury, Venus, and or Mars in Scorpio as a Sag sun sign, you have the possibility of getting obsessed over another person. And what I mean, I don't mean like to the nth degree get obsessed, but I mean like you get caught up in it, and it's almost like getting caught up in the intrigue of like, are they cheating on me? Is that why they're not responding? Instead of like just focusing on what is happening and being able to kind of make your determination based on that and say, oh, interesting. So this is what is going on. This person is ghosting me, or they don't seem to be committed, and it's like you don't need to like research that. You already have the information. The Page of Swords can be like the spy energy. And I don't have any inner planets in Scorpio, but I have some other things. Sun in the eighth, the moon in conjunction with Pluto, and I definitely can relate to that Page of Swords and kind of that there's like this kind of a dark thrill of, kind of trying to bust somebody, and that's a lower nature. You don't need to go there. You that in a way that gives away your power because you're it's to me a form of codependency when you're always like trying to find out if your partner is cheating. You're giving away your power to that person's dysfunctional behavior. If they're being secretive, if you caught them in lies, you don't have to be Nancy Drew. Channel Nancy Drew. You can trust your gut. You can take the high road and just say, you know what, I'm done. And you know what, you are actually done. It's all over but the shouting. I'm like thinking, okay, what's going to be my title of this video? It sounds like one of those things. What's coming in is the Eight of Pentacles. It's funny, another 8. And do you know that the number 8 in numerology, is about worldly power, including wealth. So this is a good money card, but also for somebody who is really applying themselves, not mailing it in. So if you're leaving, you might be like still, because it's going to be the holiday season in November, and maybe you are in an industry that is connected to the holidays. That's when they make a lot of their profits. But also, there might be a lot of people who are going on leave, vacation, what have you, and you don't want to like just up and cut and run. You want to leave on a good note. So you might be a good team player, because that's what this card represents. And you're working hard and doing what is asked of you, but you have your eyes set on that time when you're going to be doing something else. And who knows, maybe for some of you, if you have a lot of money saved, and maybe this is what is going on, where you're really trying to save your money, so that you can take some time off for yourself and regroup. But maybe you're going to go on a yoga retreat or something, and that's what the Eight of Cups represents. Some travel that is connected with spiritual pursuits. And the outcome is the Three of Pentacles. Like I said, this can be teamwork. I feel kind of the phrase that came into my mind is fair play. And it's not that, with the Page of Swords, it's not even that somebody deserves it. Maybe you have a boss that has betrayed you multiple times and they really don't deserve it, but you're going to give your all anyway. The Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles are good money cards. So that could be your reward. And because your pentacles can be material matters. So that's what I have for you, Sag. I hope that you enjoyed this. And like I said, I have that special, an hour of natal chart analysis, hour of transits for a special price, and then some, an additional $11 off of that through the end of November 2022. I will have that link below. And I don't know. That's a good point. Maybe I have to have a code for Sag, Sun, and Rising. And anyway, have a great month. Take care. Bye.